Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And yes, guys, it is still possible to win yourself 500 XRP because all you have to do to enter is make sure you press the like button, make sure you are subscribed, and make sure you comment something down below. And your comment is going to be your entry ticket, so don't forget to do that. And now, guys, if we hit 2K likes within 24 hours, we're giving that away, so make sure you press the like button. All right, for the longest time, I've known about Coinbase, and I've also known that being listed on Coinbase very often does something for your price. Now, the reason I thought about this just now was because XRP Tim posted something on Twitter which said, I don't know about you, but Coinbase needs to start supporting VeChain, that is all. And basically, one of the things I thought about was that really back in the day, back in 2017, we were all hoping that XRP was going to get listed because that would just be insane for the price. And fun fact, really this whole big bull run that XRP saw, a lot of us really still think that it was all because of some hype and because of the idea that XRP was going to get listed on Coinbase, which would change it all. And then exactly on January 5th, when Coinbase admitted that they were not planning it, the price dropped. So, I'm really still hanging on to that threat a little bit because it could be the truth. And now, what it made me think about as well is that there's still quite a lot of coins in this top 50 that are not tradable on Coinbase quite yet. And I'm actually wondering, maybe any of you guys have calculated that or know about it. Do coins still do good if they're listed on Coinbase? I mean, I know if Binance gives some new pairs, very often they do well. But is Coinbase still that relevant? Because a lot of people have really turned their backs on Coinbase because they're, a little bit of a shady and strange company. But do the prices, do they still go up if they get listed? Let me know in the comments section down below. I'm really interested in that one. Then, guys, we should not be forgetting what's going to be happening in about 11 days here. Really, do not forget. The 26th of August may be a very important date for XRP. Scope: Ripple's federal dismissal and XRP's regulatory clarity, XRP not a security, will be a massive 1-2 punch in crypto. Sideline institutional funds will be snapping up a freshly de-risked XRP ASAP. There's a little bit of video from Bargolling House here, which is 2 minutes long. Can't show it in the video. And somebody said here in the comments, stop spreading this stuff. 13 August was important, etc. We don't rely on dates, but we trust in the superior technology, so eventually the price will skyrocket. Now, what I have to say about that part specifically, not about the date, but about this comment specifically, is that it's really, not that important in terms of price. Very often these dates are just some theoretical, thought up thing, and 9 out of 10 times the date won't be relevant for the price, all right? I can tell you guys honestly, 9 out of 10 times it won't. However, a lot of these dates mark important milestones in our progress, and here the 26th of August is going to be another important date specifically for this as well. XRP LaRose just retweeted this once more, or at least showcased this. United States District Court, Northern District of CA, or known as California, Oakland Division, in reply to Ripple Labs litigation, reply in support of motion to dismiss, in part consolidated first amended complaint. August 26th, 9 a.m., Courtroom 3, Judge on Phyllis J. Hamilton, consolidated First Amendment complaint filed on March 25th. That's what this is going to be about. And this document relates to all actions. So basically, guys, 26th of August is going to be big. And you may be thinking, stop spreading this stuff about something huge happening. Well, it's going to be a massive punch, all right? It's not going to be a massive punch in terms of price, most likely, but it's a massive punch in terms of really either acceptance or progress, because honestly speaking, guys, if the lawsuit comes out as dismissed, it kind of makes XRP not a security, because basically that's what the lawsuit is about, which would be very, very bullish and very huge for all of us, right? I think anybody with 6 brain cells can understand why that would be very huge for XRP. And that also, again, together with what he's saying in here, yeah, it just makes that date important because it could change something for us in terms of our faith, or at least in our foundation of why we believe in this crypto, which is why it's very important. So please don't take it too lightly. 26 can change everything. Trust me. If it's deemed a security, if they're like, well, we don't want to dismiss it, but it's also just really you're wrong or something like that. I don't know if that could come out of a lawsuit like this, but still, Yeah, would not be that good. Would not be that good. But we'll see. XRP Crypto Wolf just posted on Twitter, and by the way, this was from XRP LaRose. Singapore's central bank backs new code of practice guidelines for crypto companies. The Monetary Authority of Singapore, the MAS, facilitated the Code of Practice Guidelines initiative to help regulatory compliance and enhance crypto industry conduct. And a new article on there over at CoinDesk. MAS we've been talking about a lot because of their projects into crypto. But the Association of Crypto Enterprises and Startups Singapore Access, a group comprising over 400 crypto and blockchain related businesses, announced this release on Thursday. The MAS facilitated the initiative aimed at assisting regulatory compliance and enhanced crypto industry conduct. The Association of Banks of Singapore, ABS, also helped with this development, Access said. The guidance is designed around the requirements of the country's Payment Service Act, which was updated early 2020 to require digital asset businesses operating in Singapore to register for a license. Specifically, it attempts to offer a standardized approach to combating money laundering and terrorism financing through Know Your Customer best practices. Access Chairman Anson Zeal said the guidance would point both global and local digital payment service providers in the right direction and facilitate successful applications for operating licenses under the Act. And in the end, I can only say that this is good, right? And it's been developed for 2 years, and it's in line with both the interest of our members and that of the regulators, which is only just good stuff. They're working on a good regulatory framework here, and it's just another step. I'm still wondering exactly what type of steps the US is going to be taking for all of this, as they're a little bit slower with things. Yeah, and it's not to say that they're way more developed to make, quick decisions in all of this, right? It's like they have a better authority for things as well. They have a bigger construct where they can also decide things better to a certain degree because they have more people to form an opinion on that, which, just could give you more info. Which with that I mean, like, they have more people that can, gather info on the same topic. So the only bigger problem is you have more people to decide, but really that's not necessarily the case, because it could be that it's still a 51% win vote. It could be that MAS has exactly the same thing. It's more so that the US is just way more researchers out there being able to look up things about crypto and all of that. I mean, comparable to China? No, because China has way more people. So theoretically speaking, there should be more people looking into crypto all the time. But then Singapore, definitely so. So I'm wondering why they're not getting some regulatory framework out here as well, or at least a better one, to combat all this negative limelight that's been put on them for being slow with everything. I don't know why they're not trying to excel right now, but all right. Talking about other countries winning, Thailand's central bank is looking into DeFi and smart contracts for the digital Thai baht. The central bank is keeping track of recent developments in the DeFi industry. Smart contract deployment is a key focus for the next phase of the Thanon project by Cointelegraph. But yes, it is just, in my opinion, looking for more use cases here for the digital bot. So basically, they're not just looking at a CBDC at the start. No, they're looking to really, what can we do with the CBDC? How can we progress on forward? Which is still something I really admire. It's something I look at and really like to see, because that's countries that's putting up a punch. Those countries are working hard to get something done, which is really, really nice. All right, actually, I want to save this one for last. First off, found for the XRP community, Bitcoin will become the best performing asset in the world. Well, I won't agree with this one. All right, I won't say Bitcoin is going to become the best asset in the world. What I can say, however, is that I expect Bitcoin to surge first and then altcoins to take over that surge a little bit later. And I also noticed how his website is a little bit strange. It's put together in a little bit of a strange fashion. I noticed here. But yeah, basically, again, the same point still applies what I just said. I think personally that Bitcoin is going to be running up this first run, or at least going to be the runner-up the first part. And that is because of what I've seen in the recent years, but also just because I think a lot of this institutional investment and a lot of the real money which might make a change for crypto is going to head over into Bitcoin first. Maybe Tether, but most likely Bitcoin first, and then move on further. I really don't think a lot of these big billionaire guys are going to be putting their money in XRP the first time they get into crypto. They're going to be going for Bitcoin, and then once they got some profits, they're going to move over into altcoins to get more profit. But I think the first one's going to be Bitcoin, which is why the statement is kind of correct. However, in the end, I think altcoins will gain more, right? Which is why I still support XRP 100%. And then something strange and pretty controversial I just saw over on Twitter. I think I saw it yesterday, but still. Earlier today, but still. Fees in the last week. Ethereum, $35 million, which everybody was complaining about because that's a huge amount of money. Bitcoin, $9 million. Monero, 2.2 thousand. Tezos, $1,900. Cardano, $1,600. XRP, $1,100. Bitcoin SV, $1,100. Stellar, $1,050. Bitcoin Cash, $1,000. There are only two players in this game, always have been. And I really don't know what the frick this was supposed to mean. And if I were to follow Larry, I would have definitely unfollowed him for this statement right now. This is one of the legit stupidest things I have ever seen in crypto history over on Twitter. This is literally one of the really one of the stupidest things ever. So Crypto Steve, I actually didn't read the comments yet, but Crypto Steve here says, when did high fees become a good thing? Did I miss a meeting in business class 101? High fees point to inefficiency and space for improvement. Even my one-year undergrads know this. So unless he means there are only two players in this losing game, or there are only two players, in some miscellaneous game that has nothing to do with logic, then yes, it's the truth. Always have been? I mean, that's a no, because if you look about when Ethereum was made and when Bitcoin was made, that's a little bit difficult to, really put everything on a straight line then. But also, it just does not make sense. Whenever I think about fees, I think about, first of all, like he said, inefficiencies, but more so about just friction and anger. I think about just letting people down. Why? Because the higher the fees are, the more congestion most likely is going on. And most likely people aren't paying higher fees because they really want to. It's most likely because of congestion. That's one part. But also because, people are betting kind of up against each other. So the fees keep going up and up and up. And most likely people are not liking that. People are never really happy with higher fees because it's never really fun to pay more for something that can be less, right? So all he's saying here is, all right, Ethereum and Bitcoin are more expensive to send money with. And that might be good. How? It's only bad. Ethereum is a platformer. It could only be good if they were talking about amount of transactions or something like that. I mean, if Ethereum had way more transactions, which resulted in higher fees, could have still been a positive thing. But the amount of fees in dollars is just really, really stupid to post. Maybe, there's only been two players in the game, as I just said, in the losers bracket, because these coins all look pretty solid then, I guess, with just a couple thousand in fees in a week. I mean, I'm not going to say that's very optimal, but it's not that much. It could be way less, but it's not that bad. However, comparing it to $9 and $35 million, yeah, they're doing extraordinarily well. It's really, really crazy how you could see this as a good thing. I really don't know, though. Maybe it's somewhere in this down below here. I just don't really understand, or I don't understand at all how this is a good thing. However, again, maybe you guys can, maybe you guys can make this something good. I really don't know. I really have no idea. This is really, I'm kind of flabbergasted by this. I'm kind of at a loss for words. That's how stupid this was. So yeah. I don't want to, just talk him down too much because all of a sudden he's a law master. All of a sudden I'm going to get a lawsuit on my ass. So I'm not going to, mess around with him too much. But I personally, if I were to follow him, I would have unfollowed him. That's just my personal thing. I'm not recommending you to do anything. But this is, at least I didn't think it was a smart statement, my personal opinion. So hopefully it didn't offend him too much. Hopefully he doesn't care at all because he's already a director of research at the block, so he most likely knows a thing or two about digital assets if you're a director of research there. Not a journalist or a lawyer, so he probably won't sue me, so I'm fine. However, yeah, really strange, really, really strange. I don't know, guys. What happened here?